Welcome to Studio One. I'm your host Arshad Mahmood, and what a day we have had, full of interesting guests today at Studio One. And before I introduce my next guest, let me give a little bit of rundown on who my next guest is. There are many lessons that need to be learned from a mayor as beloved and as respected as her. She has been serving our great city for over 30 years and is continuously re-elected with the popular vote. She has led through discipline and fiscal prudence. She has kept us debt-free, mostly. We are one of the safest and the most diverse communities and home to at least 63 of Fortune 500 companies. First time elected in 1978, she is one of Canada's best known and longest serving mayors, and she's one of the longest serving elected leaders in the history. Now aged 90, she was easily re-elected in October 2010 for her 12th consecutive term, holding a 76% majority of the votes without any campaign. She's both a member of the Order of Canada and a member of the Order of Merit of the Federal Republic of Germany. My guest today is no other than Honorable Hazel McCallion, Mayor of Mississauga. Welcome to Studio One, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll cut to a short break. Don't go away. Keep watching Studio One. We have a lot to talk to Mayor and talk about her 90 years and 44 years of political experience. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Studio One, where my guest today is Honorable Hazel McCallion, Mayor of the 6th largest city of this country, Mississauga. I am honored to have you on our show, Studio One, today, Mayor. Talk to me about these 44 years of political career. It wasn't easy, I'm sure. Tell us about it.
Well, no, I retired from the business world. I worked for a company called Canadian Kellogg, engineers and contractors in the petrochemical field. And I got involved in the community of Streetsville. I was president of the Streetsville and District Chamber of Commerce. My husband and I ran a trade fair. And then the mayor of the town of Streetsville asked me to serve on the planning board, which I did. Mm-hmm. And then I was encouraged to run for council of the town of Streetsville.
We're talking 1967 when you were the chairman of the planning council.
Yeah, the planning board.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we were concerned that the council of the day in the town of Streetsville was not giving the due concern or time to the development of the little town of Streetsville. So I was encouraged to run for council. I was defeated the first time I ran. I ran against Deputy Reeve, and it was a one-year term then, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
One-year term. And so the next year I went back and I won. And then the Reeve resigned, and so the council appointed me Reeve. And then I went on and ran as mayor in 1970. And I was the only woman on council, of course, and it was the only woman ever elected to the Streetsville Council. So then regional government came along. I was mayor of Streetsville from 70 to 73. I got the town organized. They had put sewers and water lines in without keeping any drawings, so we had to find out where all the water lines and sewer lines were. I hired an engineer. They had not had an engineer. And we got the town organized, and we did a beautiful job on the main street of Streetsville. We took all the overhead wires down. The province bought out all the sewage disposal plants in Peel. Mr. Davis was premier of the province at the time, and instead of having each municipality having a sewer disposal or a sewage treatment plant, he bought them all out, and he brought the pipe from the lake right up to Brampton. And so we used that money to take all the electrical lines off of the main street. We redesigned the main street, and that's why today the little town of Streetsville is so beautiful.
Yeah, your Bread and Honey Festival and everything else that you started there in that beautiful town.
Exactly.
So you come to the city of you've been to every single council and planning committee and commission in the region of Peel until then. 1978, you become the mayor of Mississauga.
Yes.
And what a year and what the start, and immediately after you were elected the mayor, there was this tragedy of the
Derailment.
Derailment. Tell us about it. Like, you sprained your ankle there, and you were
Yes.
still working, eh?
Well, I went to bed that night about 10:30, and all of a sudden my son wakened me up and said, "Mom, there's been a terrible explosion. I think it's down by City Hall." He went up on the roof of our little bungalow in Streetsville on Britannia Road, and he said it's a serious. So then about 10 minutes later, the fire chief called me and said, there's been a major derailment at Mavis Road, a train loaded with chemicals, and we've evacuated the police have evacuated all the people anywhere near the Mavis Road railway crossing. And
How many people were evacuated?
230,000.
230,000 people evacuated.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they went out very well, and some of them were out for a whole week. So we put together a team. We brought in, people came from the province, and between the police and the fire chief and fire department, and we managed the derailment. No serious accidents occurred.
Yeah.
We were recognized. People came, press came from all over the world, of course. They thought the city had been blown up. And they came also after a lot of emergency personnel to find out how we managed such a major disaster, how we managed an evacuation. It was the largest evacuation in North America at that time.
Yes, it was. And not a single person got seriously injured or hurt.
Yeah.
Except you when you sprained your ankle.
Yes, I
And
went
you still
to-
continued working. That also is on the
yes.
record, right?
I never went to bed for 3 nights.
Right. Now, it's not easy. It's not easy to be a city next door to Toronto. It overshadows. It's the largest city in the country. It is the most active city, most populated city in the country. But Mississauga established its own identity under your leadership.
It has been difficult being next to Toronto, and why I'm so delighted to be with you tonight is the fact that it's a TV station in Mississauga. One of our greatest disadvantages is that we don't have a daily newspaper, Mississauga. We don't have a radio station of any size. There's one's coming along, thank goodness, and we don't have a major TV station. So, secondly, people from Mississauga, we were a bedroom community.
Yeah.
Everybody went out in the morning practically and came home at night. We've reversed that.
Right.
We import more people now in the morning than goes out because of the major economic base that we've established in Mississauga, like the 63 Fortune 500 head offices, and we have close to 100 Japanese and 80 some German, etc.
You got companies like Microsoft and
yes.
the multinational companies, and it was not possible without a beautiful and very strong vision, compassion, and belief in what you wanted to do. We'll go to a short break. We'll come back after a short break. Continue watching Studio One. We are talking to Mayor Hazel McCallion, Mayor of Mississauga. We'll come back and talk to the Mayor about her vision of Mississauga and how she brought Mississauga into where we see it today. Continue watching Studio One. We'll be right back.